Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78, going back down to Pullman to the National Historic Site for the Pullman Railroad Days event. It's the fourth annual celebration, May 17th and 18th. I'm talking right now to Robert Montgomery. He is the person in charge of this whole event, so I thought I'd bring him on here to tell you more about it. Robert, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on your show.
Absolutely. I love doing anything that has to do with Pullman. I think it's one of the most fascinating neighborhoods in the entire city, Chicago. And now we find out that it's close to where our new Pope lives because the Pope is a South Sider, a little further south, but either way, he went, I think he went to a Catholic school in the Chicago area. So either way, it's a fun little topic of conversation these days.
Sure, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. But talk about the Pullman Railroad Days here coming up May 17th and 18th,
Yep,
correct?
yep.
So talk about
So
go ahead.
yeah, so we've been doing this for 4 years now, and the thought behind it is Pullman, as you know, was a rail car factory. This is where George Pullman started to build what most people think of as luxury rail cars. If you fast forward to today, it's the equivalent of someone who makes the G5 jets. This is how rich people traveled the country
Mm.
way before the turn of the century. And then as we got to the turn of the century, more and more middle class people were riding rail cars, riding trains across the country. And the Pullman rail cars were known for being luxurious and the standard for the way people wanted to travel back then.
Was it considered, I can't remember if I heard this correctly, but correct me if I'm wrong, but they were considered to be hotel rooms on rails, basically, luxurious hotel rooms on
Yes,
rails.
yes. Now he did make all types of rail cars that had dining areas on them that were specifically for dining. But he was very popular for his sleeper cars,
Mm.
and that's where you hear of terms like the Pullman Porters. They were very prevalent on the sleeping cars that traveled across this country. And now it's all here in our national park.
Right, and talk about that, if you will, a little bit in relation to where you can see these cars and where the national park is.
Well, the national park is the whole neighborhood of Pullman. If you look on a map of Chicago, there's 77 communities, I
Mhm.
believe, and one of them is Pullman. It's nestled right towards the bottom of the city, right next to Roseland.
Yep.
There's West Pullman. There's a few other neighborhoods around it, but it's right there at the heart of the South Side of Chicago, and it's right along the Metro tracks. So the rail cars that we have that are going to be on display this year will be right up on the Metro tracks. When you come to the national park, which is the entire neighborhood of
I didn't
Pullman.
know it was the entire neighborhood.
Yes.
That's fun fact.
Yes, and it's a very unique national park because most national parks you think of is a huge open space with trees, with mountains, nothing that man made. But here, everything is man made.
Yeah, including the neighborhood, right? Like, it was made for
literally,
this. Yeah.
literally a factory in the middle of a neighborhood, and that is Pullman. And George Pullman built this neighborhood within just a few years in the late 1800s. He built the factory and he built the neighborhood around the factory, which is where his factory workers live. So there's a lot of history here. There's history of the rail car factory. There's history of the neighborhood itself. There's history of the labor movements that sprung out of this whole neighborhood of people living together and working at the factory. And then there's a history of the Pullman Porters.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that. I remember I went to school at Stagg High School on the southwest side, and we played Lockport all the time. And
Hmm.
Lockport, the name of their school mascot, I got a mascot or whatever they were referred to as the Lockport Porters after the Pullman Porters,
Okay,
which was I love that they honored that movement
sure.
because it's such a significant movement in American labor rights as well.
Absolutely. And one caveat this year is the 100-year anniversary of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, which is the union that the Pullman Porters were a part of. It was kicked off in 1925. So that was 100 years ago, and we're celebrating
Wow.
that. The National Railroad Hall of Fame is coming to our event. We have a reception on the 15th, May 15th, next Thursday, where they're going to induct A. Philip Randolph into the National Railroad Hall of Fame. I'm not sure if you even know who that is.
I don't.
So A. Philip Randolph was very instrumental in working with the Pullman Porters to start this Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, which was their union that was a national union, and they started it 100 years ago.
Man, and look at where we are today. Because of
Yes,
them, so much has protected workers' rights
absolutely.
and put Chicago on the map of a true labor town where you fight for your rights, all the way from the Haymarket riots to
Hmm.
what happened down in Pullman and everything else. Fighting against the man, right?
Absolutely.
If you will.
Absolutely. This is a
Um,
union town.
yeah, absolutely. For folks that want to go to this, is there an admission? Is there other things when they walk along and check out the tracks? Is there food options and things like that?
Yeah, so we actually there's 2 more days left. Today is Thursday, then Friday is the last day of the early bird special. So we
Mhm.
got tickets on sale now at a reduced rate, and then they go into regular price on Saturday.
Gotcha.
So today and tomorrow is the day you want to get your early bird special tickets, and then they go up to regular price um, on
Saturday, the weekend of Mother's Day.
exactly,
Right.
exactly.
And if folks want to go to the website and all that good stuff, what's the best way for them to find that?
So they go to our website, it's pullmanil.org.
Well, Robert, thank you so much. I mean, I love this event. I feel like it's such a unique thing within Chicago, and Chicago's got a lot of unique festivals and things like that,
Mhm.
but this is truly unique because it's educational and it gets people to an area of the city either they've never been to or have heard about it but didn't know where it was type of thing. So
Mhm.
this is really getting people to a neighborhood that I just found out today is a national park, the whole
National
neighborhood.
Park,
That is
yes.
fascinating.
And you didn't even hear half of it. We've got I'm not sure if you're into model railroading, but
Sure, yeah.
on our site at the national park, we're going to have a model railroad extravaganza. I think 3 model train clubs are setting up their setups in our building on the site, and bring your children, bring anyone. They can come and see the model railroads. They'll be operating them in a huge space. It's similar to what they have at the Museum of Science and Industry.
Oh, I see. And what other will they have any live music or anything? I remember maybe a
Yeah,
year or 2 ago, there
we're
was
gonna
live
have a
music.
live music, live DJ. Actually, there's a couple of radio stations that are going to be broadcasting live throughout the day, and when they're not broadcasting, we're going to have a DJ to fill in the space. We got a little train called Little Obi that's going to be driving around. The little kids are going to love it because it's a smaller version of a real train that's going to be operated by Canadian National. Lots of food, lots of music, lots of children activities. We've got let's see, Norfolk Southern, which is a railroad company.
Mhm.
They're bringing their virtual reality locomotive simulator. So that'll be set up
Wow.
on the site as
Oh
well.
my gosh, my kids would love
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. And then there's tours. The neighborhood, we run tours all throughout the year. We're going to run those special tours as well. So when you come and you can see how the people live. You can see how they operated in their community. So
Right.
it's going to be very historic and very fun.
Right, because those buildings that you're talking about, the houses in
Mhm.
Pullman are very uniquely Pullman, and they're kept that way because of what you said. It is a national
Absolutely,
park, so
absolutely.
when they redo the steps or the porch, they have to redo it within a certain way. Or if people have heard of the Pullman Tech Foundation, they work with community members to teach them how to, build the decks the right way to
Mhm.
be up to, let's say, the national park code, or teach people to then do it for people as well. But
Absolutely.
so much fun stuff. And you can't forget about Lexington Betty's barbecue
Yeah.
when you're in Pullman.
Oh yeah.
Just on the way there, you got to stop and get
You
some of
want
that
some good
barbecue.
barbecue, come on down and stop at Lexington Betty's, and then you can come on to the national park and and see some historic trains and historic rail cars. And you can also learn a lot of history about Pullman.
Yeah, including the Greenstone Church, which I did a
What's
story
there
about.
too? You
Beautiful
know,
church.
you
Yeah, and then also grab a coffee at the Pullman coffee shop, right? The
yes.
see,
Lots of people frequent the coffee shop. That's a famous place for people to hang out and commiserate.
absolutely. Robert, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and good luck on this big weekend you guys have coming up here.
Thank you.